do you think about men taking bath?
About men taking bath?
Yeah.
Well, I used to take baths.
You stopped?
I used to take baths for the longest time because I was raised by a single mom and that's what she did. So I thought it was normal for a long time. And then I realized I was wasting so much water. It's just stupid. I don't have any problem with men taking baths, except you're sitting in your own shit.
Yeah.
I traveled to Japan and they do it the right way there. So
How do they do it there?
They shower first.
Okay.
So they clean up they scrub all of the dirt off. And then they get in the bath to enjoy the bath, but in a clean way.
That makes total sense. Why haven't you ever done that? That is because it's a soup of your sweat.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. But if you shower first and then you just want to enjoy your bath with your products or whatever you want, then it's really nice.
The only thing is you don't have the transition towards your cold body to a warm bath. So
you can take a cold shower and then get in the warm bath. That's what they do in Japan.
Suffer first, maybe.
The way it gets weird is then they start sharing the bath. So like the guest will get the first turn in the water and then they will progressively like whoever's lowest ranked in the family gets the bath last.
Yeah, we used to do that too. I used to share bath, like not at the same time, but it would be like because it's so expensive to do it because it's a lot of water. My mom would be like, "Yeah, you can take my bath after I finish the fucking disgusting water."
Oh my god!
Like
Okay.
Nowadays, it's like, why did I used to do that? It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go. Welcome to Pocket Stories, mate. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 29th episode of Pocket Stories. In this episode, we have our incredible guest, Ric Diez, the golden ticket winner of Kill Tony.
Sure.
Let's just call it what it is. My friend, you just won a Kill Tony golden ticket here right now live. It is what it is. Yeah.
Sure, fucking impressive. I don't know, for you it might be normal, but for me it's fucking impressive.
I expected to win it.
You expected to win it. That's good. Cocky, big cocky.
I didn't expect anything, but yeah, sure.
Hey, it went really well. The thing is, what is impressive to me is the fact that you're in front of me right now, and I saw you a couple of days ago on the internet in Texas winning the golden ticket.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me because I didn't realize who was watching me from where, and then when you got in touch with me and you told me that you were in Brussels, I got really excited. I was, oh, people did see me from Brussels. That's nice.
It's cool. Kill Tony is fucking amazing. I love it, but it's intense.
It's an intense, ruthless show. Yeah,
it is ruthless. It's a bit scary, to be honest. I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you go there and you crushed it. You fucking nailed it.
I mean, I didn't know that I was gonna get picked up, of course, because you don't know it's a bucket pool and it's really a bucket pool. And I thought I was done for the day because I got pulled really late in the show. But I was prepared. I knew the format of my jokes was suitable for the show because I do one-liners, so I knew I could pack in. I prepared short jokes out of all of my jokes are short, but I really prepared shorter jokes to make sure I packed a huge number of punchlines in it. And then I wasn't really properly prepared for the interview, but for some reason I was locked in to the matrix or whatever.
It was fucking impressive because you see your 1 minute, it was good, amazing, it fit well the product, but what really impressed me was the interview.
It's all about the interview at the end of the day on Kill Tony. It's like you have to do a good set. If you want to leave a good impression on Kill Tony, you have to do a good minute, and then you have to kill that interview.
You have to.
Yes, you have to just kill it. And I didn't realize this on my first appearance, but I did realize this for my further appearances, which I prepared as well as I could.
Right now, there's 2 more episodes coming out.
2 more episodes are out, and 2 more are coming out.
Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't been excited like that in a long time with Kill Tony.
Well, that's good to hear. I've done my best to keep people engaged.
You think the storyline that you're building kind of, I don't know, trying to get your spot there and being auto-degrading, like you degrade yourself, but at the same time, you're quite ruthless towards other people. It's fucking good balance.
I mean, if I'm gonna shit on myself, I'm not gonna let other people shit on me. You know what I mean?
Do you never like get nervous? Because I see you there going on stage. I really don't think I could do it.
I think it plays into my character, into my comedy persona to be extra nervous. But to be honest, I was incredibly nervous before every single Kill Tony I've done.
Yeah. You feel your heart pumping.
I was prepared. I had my jokes prepared. I had my interviews as prepared as they could be. But I was really nervous.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, for those that will have watched the episodes and will watch the further episodes, the storyline that I built did require a bit of courage from my side, so I was double nervous.
You put up the stakes really high, but
Yes.
you're kind of getting to the level of the stakes that you put in.
I mean, I thought, okay, if I'm given this amazing opportunity, not only getting a golden ticket but getting all of these shows, then what can I do to make an impact while I'm here, knowing that I might not come back? And if I screw up one single show,
it's your done.
yeah, I'm done. Like they're waiting for me to screw up, and that's a huge test, right? So it's like when we give you the golden ticket, and now you have to do 4 more shows, and if you screw up, we're gonna treat you the same way we treat anybody else on this show that screws up.
Yeah.
So I had to like, okay, do a good job every single week and be prepared every single week. But but in my head, I thought that's not enough. What can I do? Like I'm only here for I don't know if I'll ever come back. I'm getting this amazing opportunity. What do I do to make an impact? What do I do to separate myself from anything else that's ever been here? And well, thankfully I have a diabolical brain. and I love MMA, and I love fight promotion, and I love all of those things. So I try to use everything I've learned from other people.
Yeah, you could see that you got inspired by that. That worked really
Incredibly
well.
inspired. Yeah.
I'm super excited. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm really excited to figure out like what happened next. And if
You don't really know what happens either. I know, and the people that saw the show live know, and more answers will come very soon.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's like a show. It's like a Netflix show.
Watch the show. Just keep watching, okay? Just keep watching
till the end. Do you think you will go back? Because in my head, you did the American dream. You went to America, you conquered, and now you're back.
I think the American dream is you and you. I got my 10 minutes of fame. I wouldn't even say 15, and not even 10 because I did I did 5 minutes on that show. But the American dream is about you have to make it in the longer term.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what, and no matter what happens with my stint on Kill Tony, I'll come back.
Yeah.
To the US at some point. Yeah, next year I'm coming back for sure.
Do you feel like it did open you doors?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, you're sitting right near here thanks to that. So
I think the doors that I put my foot in the door, and the doors that are gonna open are not open yet, but some have opened, and more will open if I keep working hard. Before I didn't even know where the doors were, whereas now I have concrete doors that I can see.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for 4 years. Like you've worked on your craft. Well, yeah. Compared to other people, maybe, but it's still a good amount of time.
I mean, in the European scene, I guess for a lot of people, it seems. I mean, not in the British scene, but like let's say in the non-British scene, 4 years is a long time. Even in Spain, like their scene has been around for 20 years, but really you're nowhere before 10 years. And anybody I met that was anyone in America, when I told them had been doing it for 4 years, they were all surprised. As in, you're doing well, but you're a baby. Like, so it's good. It was a compliment. Their surprise was a compliment, right? But they know I haven't been doing it for long.
Where do you want to go with all of this? Like, do you have a long-term?
No, nothing. I do not care.
If it goes well and it becomes your job, you're happy with that?
Yeah. I mean, of course, yes. I would love it. I would love to take it as far as possible. I would love to be as successful with it as I can. But I'm also not attached to the outcome. I'm only attached to the path. So I have like concrete short-term objectives of people I want to be able to work with. Like I'd like to open for specific people.
Okay.
But I need to see if they're interested. Like I'd like to then see if I can have my own show at specific places. But these are all like little, I believe, achievable targets in the short term, and just like building blocks for something larger later on. But I'm not going to say I want to have a special Netflix, and I want to, like whatever has to happen will happen. But I just need to work my way through all of that to get to anywhere,
Do you relate to the character that you have in stage? You come up in stage, your sense of humor is quite dark and it's degrading towards yourself. You put yourself out there and you insult practically yourself. But is there a part of you that relates to that person, or in reality, in the day-to-day life, you're totally different?
No, it is a part of me. So I've had I was bullied a lot when I was a teenager. and I wasn't a saint either when I was a teenager. I'm not going to say I was only a victim at all. But like growing up, things weren't easy. I mean, like for a lot of people, but anything I'm talking about on stage is me taking ownership of my past and my past experiences, and they are feelings I have had, and it's also hindsight on experiences and on feelings I've had. But now I'm older and more grown up, and this is why I have the distance to write about all of those things in a humorous way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, I wouldn't have been able to distance myself the same way. Like now, I have a whole block of things I want to talk about that I still don't know how to approach comedically, But like one day I'll find my way through that once I'm able to process those emotions and those feelings. So it is my persona. It's an exaggerated version of me. It is a part of me, but I'm definitely presenting a character the same way other comedians present a character. There's definitely an idea now, especially now, not back in the day, not back in old school comedy, in the older days of stand-up comedy, but now people want to believe that whoever they see on stage is that person.
Yeah.
And they need to feel that this is the person. But I'm obviously doing a character. It's obvious. If you think I'm not doing a character, my God, like this person is so tortured.
Of course.
I am tortured, but not that much. Like I get up, I have breakfast, I watch TV. Like,
yeah, you're a normal person, but in a way, is it kind of owning that part of yourself that is attacking yourself, and it kind of empowers you, no?
Yes, 100%. It's like, okay, I'm gonna shit on myself. I'm gonna write all of this stuff about me, and then anything. Now I've become completely immune to roasts, for example.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're your worst enemy.
Yeah, because I've done. There's this show called. It's a great show at Creek and the Cave in Austin. Go see it if you're there. It's called The Banana Show.
The Banana Show.
I think it happens every Monday and Wednesday, but they've been changing the schedule about that. So anyway, check the Creek and the Cave website. And you go on stage, you do 1 minute of material, and then they just shit on you. And anybody from the crowd can just roast you. And there's a panel of people that roast you for like 5 entire minutes of just destruction.
Wow.
And I was just either laughing my ass off or kind of dismissing things that were not great, But I've seen other people break down. Like you can see their faces just like, I'm not ready for this, right? Like you can see it, like they're young in their comedy. They're still too attached. Their ego is still protecting them. And they're like, you can see their face just break down and melt away. But I'm like, I don't care at all. Just roast the shit out of me. You're not going to hurt me more than family members,
exactly,
people in my high school. And definitely you're not going to hurt me more than myself. So so it helps build confidence actually to be self-deprecating.
Yeah, it empowers you. And it's like, you can't create more pain than me. This is not going to happen.
I mean, there's always people that do manage
to find the buttons.
Yeah, but if you play it right, you're fine. There's always that one person who says that one thing. But yeah,
but it's actually scary. Like before I met you right now, I went to see you live in a tiny little theater, let's say, and I wasn't even participating. I wasn't a stand-up comedian. I was just all the way in front, and I was with my brother, and I was like, I'm actually nervous. Why am I nervous? I'm not even doing any show. Why do I feel so nervous with that? And now I see you going in front of people, confronting sometimes people that get mad, sometimes people get offended, and like owning that and keeping going. That's impressive to me.
What you mean, the show in the basement that you did last week?
Yeah,
I was I was a little mean to that one lady. Hey, if you're gonna interrupt every one of my jokes, be ready for retribution. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But a person walked away because I was too mean to her. What I thought was really funny to me was, first of all, of course, the audience applauded the fact that she left because she was really annoying. But what was really funny to me is like, did I really hurt her? Which I think I did. But then her friends that were walking away with her,
I love that.
They were looking at me like, man, we love your comedy, but she wants to go, so we have to go. So they were like kind of upset they had to leave during my set, even though I had been horrible to their friend.
They were good audiences, at least their friends. But it's like, it's black comedy. Like, it's dark comedy.
Yes.
It says in the title, what do you expect to hear there?
It was a dark comedy show. No, the point was not about dark comedy. The point was she was interrupting every single joke, then talking to her friend like she was at a bar and completely disrespecting the show. And I wasn't gonna have any of it. I don't care. I'm not patient. I'm not there to cuddle you and like, hey, can you please listen to me? It's like, no, just go.
Shut the fuck up now.
Shut the fuck up or go.
Go. It was impressive to see. It was really, really impressive. But
the showrunners were not happy at me.
really?
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre. I would have. The way I see it is, if this had happened in America, the showrunners would have asked her to leave.
Well, yeah.
Like in a properly run show, the venue would have asked her to leave because she was disruptive already with the comedians who were there before me. She had been disruptive for already 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But here, this is Belgium, where everybody wants to be nice with everybody.
Yeah, and everybody has
nice.
a voice.
And you have to be nice.
I wanted to ask you, do you think you will stay with the genre of self-deprecation, or do you think you will go towards other areas of comedy? You want to stick to that one?
Yes.
One-liners.
Yeah. One-liners, self-deprecating. And if you don't like it, just watch somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen people commenting on Reddit and whatever now since Kiltony, like, well, his shtick is getting old. I was like, yeah, it's going to get older. This is what I do. It's what I do.
That's my style. You like
I have
it?
received also hundreds of messages of people saying they love what I do and I want to perform for my crowd. And so my crowd will love what I do. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the fact that I'm doing a character, if you don't like the jokes that I'm saying, watch someone else instead of complaining about me.
Exactly. But they will still complain.
Oh, no, yeah, because they need that to feel better about themselves. And I'm happy for you. Like, please, you have your space. Just know that I have plans for you. If you think I'm afraid of trolling trolls, you're very, very misguided.
Okay, mate. It's time for your pocket story. I told you to prepare a pocket story for us, and it's time for you to share it with us.
Okay, well, I don't think I've said this in any other podcast. I think I can say it here. Or if I said it, it was years ago in a podcast that's been long forgotten. Yeah, like years ago, I went to Paris to see some friends. I had a friend that was having a goodbye party, and I took the occasion to also see other friends that were living in Paris. So I traveled to Paris, and I was staying at my friend's who was renting a duplex. He had flatmates, and it was 2 floors, and we were staying at he told me that the place where I could sleep was a mattress on the floor in a space between 2 bedrooms, right? So there's a bedroom on the right, a bedroom on the left, and there was just a mattress on the floor in between those.
I guess you'll feed, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I went out partying with my friends, and one of them was a girl I kind of liked at the time. And when we got back after the party, like we were going to share that bed, and I had very innocent hopes that something would happen back in the day. Spoiler alert, nothing happened. But we got to bed, and I was like already like, I hope something happens. I was kind of like seeing like, is she gonna like, are we gonna flirt? Is something gonna happen in bed?
Like you slept in the same bed with her.
Yeah, same bed, very little clothing. It was kind of like very like, yeah, it was stressful. And then so we were kind of like waiting to fall asleep. And at that moment, the flatmates that were sleeping in the rooms next to us, who would also been partying on their side, came back.
Okay.
And on our left, there was a couple of this Canadian guy that looked like Conan the Barbarian. And he was dating this very hot Swedish blonde chick. And they went to bed. And to our right was this one little French guy who was a little bit like me, kind of nerdy and just very nice. But he just went to his room. And they were all kind of shit-faced. And I'm there kind of like, like just waiting to see if something's going to happen with this girl. Kind of turned on and nervous and stressed out. I already couldn't sleep. And then when I started listening to the Canadian guy and the Swedish girl, they start to bang.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, sure. But like, no, not of course. They just start to bang loudly, right? And they're hitting the wall and everything. And all I could hear is the guy grunt. I couldn't hear the girl grunt. All I heard was like, oh.
Oh, shit.
The girl was silent. She was like, nothing. Not one sound. And this guy's just making these noises, just grunting and grunting. And then the French guy on my right, he hears them and he starts laughing his ass off. He's just having like some crazy laugh. He's like, and then a minute later, I start hearing him jerk off.
Oh, no.
And he's just, he's just like, So I'm hearing this one guy grunt, and I'm hearing the French guy just jerking off and laughing, and I'm in the middle of that while this hot chick is right next to me, and I'm just like, this is the worst night of my life. It's the worst. I couldn't sleep for I didn't sleep the whole night.
No.
I know I didn't.
But in no moment you were like, everybody's banging. Do you want to bang? Or any moves at all?
No, I'm shy, dude.
I get it. It's hard. It's really hard.
No, plus, I mean, no, it was like, you're kind of sleeping in a public space. It's just really odd. It's like,
but you were hopeful.
I mean, yeah, hope, it's great to have hopes.
It's good to have hopes. But anyway, like even in those moments where it's so, it seems obvious that something might happen. She's sleeping in the same bed as you.
Yeah, and she volunteered for it. Like, it's not like she was excited to see me. So like I had these like, but I mean, on the other hand, we were friends and she just saw me as a friend. And so like, I thought, what can I do,
Yeah, and you didn't do a move. I get it. It's scary. It is very scary.
It is very scary, but it is scarier when you're hearing this Canadian weirdo and then that other crazy psycho.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had roommates and then you jerked off because you hear them banging?
Bro, in this house, I used to live with my sister, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it starts bad. I know. One night I arrive at 10 and she was with one of her boyfriends or whatever, one of the people that she was seeing. And I go to sleep and I let them know, I'm going to go to sleep, guys. So just make sure to wait a long time till I'm falling asleep if you want to do anything. But it was 11 and I start to hear like the noises of the walls knocking and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I'm gonna die. And till this day, I'm still mad about it. Because if it's your brother or a friend, okay, it's my sister, motherfucker.
You should have done something about it.
What? No, can be like, can I join? No.
You should have joined them. No,
no.
Do you guys need an extra? No.
I'm gonna jerk off while I listen to that. Oh no.
It's awful. It's absolutely no. You couldn't do anything, of course.
Yeah.
And she's entitled to have her own sexuality and life and stuff. But yeah, it's
wait,
rough. Yeah.
Wait till 12:30. 12:30. I'm gonna be asleep. Wait till that. No, 11.
But how are they gonna know you're asleep though? Should they open the door and like, he is asleep? And then what? Should they wake you up?
No, I guess no. But still, it's like just wait one more hour. Just 1 more hour. Give me 1 more hour. Cool story. And so nothing happened. Did you saw her again?
No.
Never
She's
again.
got kids now, so.
No.
Yeah.
Not with you.
Fair enough. No, of course not. It's fine. I'm happy for her, Like I'm happy for her. If she ever hears this, I'm happy for you, dude.
She's a friend
Yeah.
that you had hopes with.
That I haven't seen in 10 years though, but like whatever.
And nothing ever happened with her.
No, nothing.
Okay. So she was really just friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as she's concerned, sure.
But what about the other mates? Like the next morning where you're like, so we heard you guys or anything?
No. I just said goodbye and I left. I didn't know them. They were the flatmates of my friends, so I wasn't like really that bothered about getting to know them. But I did find it very classless. Like I don't know. I feel like if somebody was sleeping in my living room at home, and I was in a long-term relationship with someone, maybe that's not the night that I'm.
You can wait or be silent.
I can wait or not make that much noise, I guess.
Yeah, but they didn't care.
Yeah,
they really didn't care. It's disrespectful. Indeed.
I thought it was a little disrespectful, but also maybe they loved the fact that there was somebody there.
Some people like it.
Exactly.
Some people are really into being watched while they have sex, and that's a kink. I get it. Some people like those
respect.
things.
Maybe they wanted us in. Maybe there was like, maybe if we start doing something, maybe they're gonna walk in.
Yeah. Some people.
They didn't offer though.
Would you
have offered.
Yeah. Would you be into that?
I would have 100% gone in. She was really pretty, but I've had to negotiate the terms of the. You know what I mean? Like.
Okay. Yeah. Do we touch each other? Is it free for all, or is it more just 2 against 2?
I don't want to cross any swords, so
fair enough.
It's my choice. I respect it for those who would want it.
Boundaries.
Yes,
it's important to have
boundaries,
them.
Yeah. Awkward moments. That's my life. Just a series of awkward moments.
Represent. Hey, it led you to kill Tony and success. So
yeah,
that's good. That's good. You're empowering yourself with that.
The reason why awkward moments happen to me is because I put myself in the situation of them happening. So I get out of my house and I do stuff, and then that leads to stories and experiences.
So so most of your comedy, does it come from personal experiences?
A lot of it, yeah. It doesn't sound like it, but a lot of it does, yeah. A lot of it is also like twisted, like just like twist the facts a bit, like, Maybe something positive happened, I turn it into a negative, or something negative happened, I write it as a positive.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you right now, like, how would you start? What was your process to get into comedy?
I wanted to go watch stand-up at a club, and I saw that weekend they were doing a workshop. So I registered for the workshop, just out of like, I wanted to meet people and just do something different. So that got me started, because you had, a few classes, like it was a 2-day workshop with a few classes. Just basics. They teach you, well, these are basic joke structure forms, and these are some examples, and there's some like exercises of improv, and just like being on stage and getting you a little comfortable on stage.
How was the first time you went?
First time was fine,
Yeah?
because they help you prepare during that workshop, and then you can do an open mic the following week. But then, the following weeks get harder when you don't have that. You realize that you actually suck. At the beginning, you're like, "Oh, I'm excited about this. This is something new, and I'm excited." And then it carry, and then when generally they will introduce you when you go on stage as this person's first time, so the crowd is on your side and they're very cheerful. But when it's not your first time anymore, they can't say that anymore, and then you just suck.
Yeah. And they're there for like to eat your life if you're not good. Like comedy doesn't forgive anything.
No, but the way you do it is you do it. I see people keep like, I saw people re-registering for the workshop I did like 3 or 4 times. They never got any better. The only way you get better is go on stage and keep writing and rewriting and listen to the crowd.
And see what works, what doesn't.
If it doesn't work, it's not working, stop doing it. You have to switch it up.
Wow. How often do you think you create a new joke?
I don't know, weekly, daily.
Okay, so quite often.
Well, I'm writing every day. Whether I have a good joke, that's not every day. A good joke will come across. Maybe I'll get a couple of a month.
Okay, and you go into these little venues and you test them, right?
Yeah. But to get those 2 jokes a month, maybe I write 200 of them.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's a good filter.
Well, I mean, but then there's jokes I write that I won't even say on stage because they're that bad. Like, I won't even say them at an open mic. Then I'll be like, okay, this is a chance of getting something at an open mic. And then you just filter and refilter and rewrite and modify and change and tune and just like keep doing it.
Till it becomes as good as you want it, no?
Or till you give up on it and just like throw it to the bin.
Yeah, fair enough. Sometimes you have to just give up on it because people it doesn't work, the joke. What about like, I've been wondering, like comedians, they do their 1-hour show, right? And do they do the same thing every time, like the same word, because they know the jokes work? So do they do the same thing again and again and again? Don't you get tired?
I would say, people get tired of saying jokes for sure. Most people that do an hour show are constantly updating their hour. So unless you have a special out on TV, which doesn't happen very often, most people have an hour and they're headlining with their hour, or they're just doing their one-man show, but they have nothing on TV. So it's like they can keep working that hour for a long time. So they'll keep like changing blocks, adjusting phrases, adding a little tag here and there, and just modifying, taking out what didn't work, adding a few things in. Just keep making it better and better over months and months and months. But the blocks that work, that you don't change, man, you get tired of saying them,
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because the parts that switch, you're excited about them, but then you have to still do an hour show. I don't have an hour show yet, so but I talk to my friends who do have that, and that's what they've been telling me.
So it must be hard, but yeah, of course you have to repeat jokes because they work. There's no way you can improvise every single time.
Oh no! You write and you say what you've written. Yeah, unless you're a maniac. I mean, some people. I mean, I know some comedians that do almost entirely improvised shows.
Well, Dave Chappelle is a lot into improvisation, no?
Yeah, I mean, when he does his long improvised sets at a club and he comes and talks, but when he's doing an arena show,
of course,
that's a written hour, But I met this guy. He's coming back to Brussels. I don't know the dates, and I'm hoping to open for him. Russell Hicks, if you're listening, I'll open for you again happily. I open for him. He's based in London. He's an American who's based in London, and his shows are mostly entirely improvised. He'll put in written bits here and there, but he's mostly doing an hour of improv, and it's incredible. He's a mastermind of like grabbing stuff from a crowd and then just moving pieces around and finding funny in the crowd. It's pretty incredible.
I believe that there's different types of comedy. Like,
Yes.
I don't believe that I'm a smart comic. I don't believe that I am good at writing necessarily a joke, but I can be conversationally funny or maybe a bit silly. But so everybody has their different type, and comedians generally, or at least some that improvise, I feel like, wow, it does require a lot of brain power. Like
Yes.
they are sharp as teeth.
Yes.
That's impressive.
It is. I don't have that brain power. Like I'll have it from time to time, but like when I see a guy like Russell or a few other people I've seen, I'm like, no, yeah, they are on a different level.
Yeah, but I don't know. From what I saw in Kill Tony, you're pretty fast, to be honest.
Yeah, but like you'll see, like I've missed some of the answers I've done. I've missed, you know, if I wasn't on top of my game, and also the interviews on Kill Tony last anywhere from like 3 to 7 minutes, let's say. If I do an hour show of that, imagine the brain power and the resilience, and like how long can you stay alert for? How much information can you collect and still pay attention and still redistribute that information in your brain and make something useful out of it? And I know I don't have that. I like how clean your apartment is.
Right now, I feel like it's dirty. I don't know.
I understand why you would think it's dirty, because you like it extra clean.
Bro, I'm a maniac about that.
But people live like hoarders. People live in just messy apartments. So
Have less. I think it makes life so much easier when you have less.
Yes.
The more you have, the more stress it builds up. If you can fit everything that you have in 2 luggages, that's enough. More than that, it's hard. It makes. I think it locks me down, and I don't want to be in Brussels forever. To be honest,
you don't?
No. Since the moment I arrived, I don't want to be here. To be honest,
You don't want to be here. Where do you want to be?
I don't know yet. The thing is, now Brussels is my home. It's an easy place for me to make money.
Okay.
And so in the meantime that I build my YouTube channel and my community, and I can live from that, why would I go somewhere else to make it harder for me to make money in the side? You know, so right now I'm here for the meantime. I explore the world, and one day maybe I'll find a country where I'm like, yeah, this would be nice. Maybe Australia.
Yeah, Australia is a popular destination.
Yeah, they speak English. There's beaches. There's kangaroos. I think they should do the
It's very
trip.
nice.
Yeah, have you been there?
Yeah.
Was it nice?
It was lovely, yeah. Lovely. Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
Do you
I
wanna-
mean, Australians are strange, but sure.
Do they?
I mean, yeah. Sorry, guys. Like, you guys are a little strange. I mean, you don't know because you live in that island, but like, it's like, yeah. It's like America, but there's even less of a history. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're quite. Is it a new country more or less? Or
Yeah,
what?
it's a very new country. Like almost everything's new construction. You know, almost everything is. But the infrastructure is amazing, but it's also very wild. Like the moment you get like a couple of miles away from the coast, it's just savage land. You know. It's just
Yeah, that's what I heard. That most of it is just nature and savage land, like you say.
Yeah, but it's not even like great nature. It's just kind of scary nature. It's not.
Oh, like big
it's wild.
spiders.
Yeah, it's like huge trees and spiders and snakes and just it's just strange. I don't know. And also, Australians love to walk barefoot everywhere, and that's a bit bizarre to me.
I like it. I wasn't
Yeah,
into
but
it.
not. You don't like it if you go to to a supermarket and somebody's barefoot walking in the middle of like the produce. Like it's like, why are you? And their feet are dirty because everything's dirty. Like, they walk barefoot on pavement, on everything. I get it's healthy. Is it healthy? Like I don't know. It's just dirty as fuck.
Well, I thought about it the other day because I did walk for like 3 days or so barefoot in Holland with some hippie friends, and it was an experience. I was like, yeah, let's try it. All right. It is painful, but it is painful because for years we've walked with really soft, cushiony things, and that I don't think that's probably healthy.
Well, I don't know if it's healthy or not healthy, but it is dirty.
It is fucking dirty,
incredibly dirty, and you can just get infections from anything on the floor. I saw so many people when I lived in Thailand, like tourists, walk barefoot in Bangkok, and Bangkok is not a clean city. I mean, it's a lovely town, but you don't walk barefoot in a city that's like 35 to 45 degrees hot. And everything's just run off from aircon and sewers and just like washed off from. There's like dirty, like sick dogs walking the street and people walking barefoot. What are you? What?
They're
why?
playing with fire.
Why? Put flip flops on. I don't care.
Just flip flops. Yeah, exactly. I love flip flops, but I always buy the cheapest shittiest flip-flops that caught you and they break like after a week?
Yeah, I don't know. They hurt my feet. I wouldn't wear
Yeah,
them.
it's horrendous. But I don't want to spend more money into flip-flops because I'm gonna lose them.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's
your
on me,
choice.
yeah.
I like to wear shoes.
Shoes work. I want to getting back to how to do stand-up. I'm
Sure.
wondering because I've heard that it's gonna happen sooner or later. And it's inevitable that you're gonna bomb sooner or later.
100%. Yes.
Does it happen? Do you feel like it happens often to you nowadays?
Yeah. If you're not bombing often, you're not trying.
Wow, that often.
I mean, not that often, but like if you do a show where you're getting paid and you're supposed to do well and you bomb there you failed at your job that day. But if you're doing open mics to work on your craft and you're not bombing at those open mics, either you're a genius who only writes amazing stuff, either you're doing your good stuff at an open mic because you don't want to bomb. But you should be right. You should be saying new stuff that's unfinished, and that's how you work on your jokes. So you're supposed to bomb or half bomb often. That means you're not afraid of getting up there and working on your material.
Yeah. What is impressive is when I go to live comedy is that how they catch it up. Like you might bomb in a joke that you're testing new, but if you're good, you know how to catch up even if you bomb.
Yes. I mean, there's techniques to like kind of like still make the crowd laugh through a joke that didn't work. That you develop over years of practice. Like I'm only halfway there. Like I'll still bomb and like I'll try to save it for a little bit. And some days it just won't work. Like yesterday, for example, I had a great set. Like the crowd cheered me on. This one lady was like, "I want to take him home." So
Yes,
I mean,
please.
I had a really good set. As far as the crowd is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I had a whole segment of jokes that were not working
Okay.
that I was pissed off about. I mean, I wasn't saying it, but I was like, this is not working. Fuck. This is not working. Shit. Ah, damn. And they're really not having it about this and this and this. I had like just to switch gears and stop certain topics and like adapt. But
Yeah, because if you don't look comfortable and confident, people will feel it and will get contagious with that and they won't laugh.
well, that's something I believe I have improved with in Austin. Like if being in Austin for 5 weeks has helped me with anything, is self-confidence on stage.
Do you prefer the scene in the US of comedy?
I mean, I prefer it and I don't prefer it for a number of reasons. But the reasons why it's helped me with self-confidence is I've met so many established comedians that have told me that I have good writing and that I'm on the right path. That has really, now I carry that in me. And I know, okay, this guy and this guy and this guy, I'm not going to drop names, but like names have told me I'm doing well. So why would I care about what a random audience in a small town in Belgium thinks, or what the showrunner of an open mic in that other little town in Belgium thinks? You know, if I'm bombing, like I don't want to bomb. I'm gonna try not to bomb, but I'm gonna try to work on my craft. But if you guys don't agree with my humor, I know what I'm doing. Like I'm doing this with purpose, and maybe it wasn't my crowd tonight. Maybe I didn't do it well tonight. Maybe I didn't. I still have. When you bomb, you have to write down what happened, and you shouldn't blame the crowd. There are crowds that are horrible. But every time I've had a horrible crowd, I've always found that one comedian that somehow breaks through and just gets that crowd. So if you're not that guy that night, that means there's something you could have learned from that guy that did it. How did he get that crowd where you couldn't, you know?
And you grow from it. And like you said, it's been 4 years and you say that you should get to 10 to feel
Minimum.
Yeah. All right. It's a long way.
Yeah.
But are you excited to keep on going? Do you think
I'm very excited. Also because I saw all these great comedians. Of all the great comedians I saw in the last 5 weeks, the one that really impressed me, they all impressed me, right? For a series of reasons. But the one that touched me, impressed me, personally, was Tim Dillon. Because he came he came to the crew show at Mothership, he just as a drop-in, and he destroyed the crowd. He was so himself on stage, and I was like, this guy. Of course, I'm sure he gives a shit, but he's just so confident on stage, so just himself on stage. And he's just powering through his material with such belief. And I'm assuming, I don't know it's newish material, because he wouldn't do super tried and tested material at that show. It made sense for him to test newer stuff, and he just destroyed the room. Just destroyed it.
It's so satisfying to watch someone that actually.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, I'm so far from having any of those skills.
What do you think about, because there's other styles of comedy, for example, Bob Burnham, right?
Yeah.
He does these crazy shows with lights and everything is to the point, to the time specific. What do you think about that?
I think it's amazing. I think what he does is amazing.
It's crazy, right?
I respect him so much.
Did you watch Inside?
Yes.
That was when I saw it so many times, but I saw that and I felt like, wow, it's been a long time since I see something in the internet that actually has something to say. That, like, of course there's comedy and all that, but the content is all everything in the internet is a publicity. Everything is, what can I get from you to me? Sometimes it's views, sometimes it's buying my products, but here he was just saying things and of course putting a bunch of effort to create something unique.
But he created something that was specifically to be watched on a screen, though.
Yeah.
It's not content that's meant to be seen live.
No, and I wouldn't say it was that funny, to be honest.
No, I thought a lot of it was funny. A lot of it had a huge message and was relevant, but it was like between like sketch comedy and like it was meant to be seen on video.
Of course.
So
in the moment.
Whereas a lot of stand-up comedians are just writing for something that can be watched live and consumed in a club or in a theater. So it's a different form of. I would say that specific special that he did was really non-traditional, but I loved it.
It was special. When I see that, it's like, oh, things can be different. You can actually still find ways to make a stand-up different.
Yeah, and he directed or produced or both the Rothaniel.
Rothaniel, what is that?
It's a stand-up special. It's wonderful. It's amazing. I love the comedian who I always forget the name of. I'm sorry, dude. I love you. Just watch Rothaniel. That was a great showcase of filming a stand-up special in a different way as well. And his previous special was number 8. And I still forget your name. I remember the name of your specials, dude. At least I remember something. Google it. IMDb it, and that was great because it was one of the first like 360 degrees properly shot special that I've seen, and that was already different. And then he did Rothaniel. That was a completely different show.
I can't wait to see it now.
You should watch it, especially like you're a videographer, so you should definitely watch it. I thought the color treatment was too exaggerated. There was a bit of a problem with it because it was saturating in the skin tones, but that's me and the photographer and me being very nitpicky about
Do you do
tones.
anything of that? Like, do you do photography or videography?
I used to, yeah. Now I'm doing less of it because comedy has taken such a big space in my life. But I did photography for a number of years.
Yeah, and now, like nowadays, of course, from what I've seen, all the new comics that are getting up in popularity is that you have no choice. You have to do social media, right? Today, it's impossible without it.
Yeah.
To get out there, and right now that you're riding the wave of the Kill Tony success that you have,
trying, yeah. But I still don't do reels. I just post stand-up clips.
I think they work. I think that it's good if the material is good, it works.
Yeah, but I don't have it in me to also write and do the social media and do reels that are like TikTok reels or like specifically for that. But I have an idea at some point. I will, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think you need to become a TikToker necessarily. No. But if you keep on posting your stuff, you do how everybody does it with subtitles and good lighting, good production. I think it will look good. And I think one of the things that works the most is when they talk to crowds and it's improvised. That really.
I mean, I do it. It's a bit overplayed, and I feel like sometimes you should put in a good joke. Like you shouldn't be afraid to post a good joke instead of just crowd work. People are afraid of doing it because they say it's wasting content, but I feel like it's also displaying skill, so people can actually understand what they're gonna see when they come see you.
I come from Mexico, right? And
Yeah.
Mexican comedy is fucking fantastic. It is amazing. It is
Yes.
amazing, but you need Spanish to know how to speak Spanish.
It's been going on for a long while. There's really great Mexican comedians.
There's this guy, Franco Escamilla, fucking amazing Mexican guy. At the beginning, when he started and he wasn't famous, he was putting his entire show on YouTube for free, right?
Yeah.
And people were telling him, like, why do you do that? Like, you're wasting your entire show and people will already watch it. And the thing is, that's the thing that made him so big. He kept on creating content enough to make a show a year. And he wasn't afraid to waste, because there will always be more jokes.
Yes.
You just need to work harder.
Exactly. You're going to write longer jokes. For me, I'm afraid of putting long sets online just because it takes me a while to come up with new jokes and with one-liners.
Yeah, I get it.
Building 10 minutes of one-liners takes a long time. Like if you're putting on like a 5-minute bit that maybe over time you work and you keep adding tags or replacing things, but it's still a 5-minute bit. But like for me, 5 minutes of good one-liners takes months, just months and months of work. I guess a good 5-minute bit can also take months of work.
But it's a story, you can stretch
yeah.
it into the story, build it up and all of that.
So I'm trying to I'll put a good one from time to time, and then I put average ones most of the time. So if you want to see the good stuff, come see me.
Do you prefer it in French or in English to do your stand-ups?
English.
Because I saw both, but
I'm fluent in French. I speak French better than I speak English, but I prefer to perform in English.
there's something about English. I just think it's just a tiny bit funnier, or I don't know why.
It's a more
it is.
efficient language. A lot of words have more than one meaning in English. And also the English syntax is better designed for punchlines to naturally arrive at the end of a phrase. In French, you have to twist things around and start to use improper grammar to make the joke work.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
But French it's one of the most complex languages there is from wording. But I don't know. English just sounds nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, French has this thing, though, that because of how French sounds, a lot of words are funny words. Like a lot of words sound funny. More words sound funny in French than in English. But structurally, it's more complex in French.
Yeah, I don't know. I like English. I think in a way it's also like music. Why is English music so popular? Of course, they promote it really well. That's what America does better than anything. But also, English sounds really nice to the ear. I don't know why, but in music and stand-up, it works. And I'm not, like, English isn't my number one language. I started speaking English in 2019, and yet nowadays it's like my favorite language that I speak. And I don't know, it's just easier to have personality, I think, on it, in a way.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, now it's time for a little game. It's gonna be really simple. I'm gonna ask you some quick questions and you need to answer fast. Try to see how your improv is being tested, and if you come up with good stuff, well, that's it. We're gonna laugh.
I'm scared.
Are you scared? I don't know. This can't be scarier than Kill Tony or any of the shows you do. What is the most unsexiest name?
Ricardo.
Ricardo. I think that's so sexy. What are you talking about?
No, Ricardo. Great. Ricarda in feminine. Less sexy.
The can't work. You know?
It exists. It exists.
It exists.
It exists.
Ricarda.
Yes.
Who? Why?
I've heard it. I've seen it. It exists. No.
No. What's invisible but you wish people could see?
That's a complicated
It
question.
is quite complicated. I don't know if that's a good one.
What's invisible but I wish people could see? I guess emotions.
Emotions. Okay, that's deep.
I mean, I guess that they show in the face, but I wish like some people put on a mask, and I wish we could just have like an emotion meter. I wish I could understand what people's emotions are when they're trying to hide them.
I think in the future, with the whole AI and cheap thing that we're going to have in the brain, apparently we're going to be able to understand emotions and intentions straight away without even talking. And that could change completely the world.
Yeah, I'm definitely not putting that chip in. Then.
No? You're anti that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Fuck it. What is something that everybody looks stupid doing?
Dancing.
Dancing?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yes.
Even the good ones?
Yes. If you're really good at it, it makes no sense.
It
That
makes
you
sense.
spend that much energy into getting good at that.
Do you like dancing?
No.
No.
No. I mean, I like going out. I like going to clubs and that, but having to dance always has felt completely awkward and ridiculous and just nonsensical to me.
It is absolutely ridiculous to do it, but
I would say, like, if you're a professional, like, Latin or ballroom dancer, it is an art form. But if you got really good at dancing techno, why did you get that good at that? That's not a skill you need. That's not.
But it makes us happy. It gets
It makes us happy, but it is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Of course, when I dance like a psychopath.
Yes.
And people make fun of me, but
you're happy, but you know you look stupid.
I completely am aware that I
Yeah.
look stupid and homosexual, to be honest, when I dance. But I still
Also,
like
when
it.
you don't dance.
Also, fuck you. What is the funniest, like, your favorite joke that you wrote?
My favorite jokes never work. I don't remember the exact wording, but I have a joke. I had jokes about string theory and quantum mechanics that have never been understood by an audience. And I was like, this is really amazing. But, some jokes about how things have already happened, so it's pointless to care about them,
Okay.
If you look at time travel in a time in a non-linear way, because time is not linear, everything that you think hasn't happened has actually already happened from a quantum mechanics perspective and a string theory perspective. So everything is pointless. But anyway, I never managed to make anybody laugh with that.
I get it. I get it.
Had a joke about how, dog is man's best friend, but I'm only their friend. So not their best friend, but I'm only getting either nothing or get people getting sad when I say that. I think it's hilarious.
I liked it a lot. I don't know. When you just make jokes about dogs.
My favorite jokes don't work. That's the point. My favorite jokes do not work no matter what I do.
My favorite videos that I do don't work either.
Yeah.
They just don't. There's an algorithm. There's people that want the attention. And there's a structure to be done for people to actually be entertained by the jokes and the videos that I do. In 40 years, what would people be nostalgic about?
Privacy.
Do you think we still have it?
We will have less in 40 years.
We will have less than 40 years.
Yeah.
What's an unwritten rule of stand-up?
There's many.
Okay, give me one.
The main one is don't run the light.
What does that mean?
Well, that means if they give you 6 minutes, do 6 minutes.
Okay, like a DJ.
Don't do 6.5. Don't do 7. Don't do 8. Don't do 10. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just 2 days ago, I had a show, and the guy that was on stage before me, and bless him, I love him. He's a really good guy, and I consider him a friend in comedy. But he was supposed to do 10, and he did 15, and I wanted to kill him because I was ready to go on. I was like, let's go, and he just wouldn't finish. And in my head, I want to go and crush this audience right now. Like, I'm ready now. Like, why are you not finishing? And it's killing my momentum, and it's also destroying the timing of the show. But nobody cares in poorly organized shows. But in Austin or in the US, you have to do your time. And you shouldn't go short either, because people are not ready. A lot of people are late. Like, comedians are coming in and out of other clubs. So they're supposed to know the schedule just has to be a little bit on lock. So you have to do your time. You shouldn't do 6 if you're supposed to do 10. And you shouldn't go over either. Unless you're a star and you're entitled to whatever, and those people have earned that right. But everybody else, just do your time. Just do your time.
Do your time. It's a respect about all the comedians and the organization.
Yes, 100%. And it's not written, but and people are taking it for granted. But there's shows where you will not be invited back if you screw up.
Yeah, you get a bad reputation if you are one of those.
And also, it's a good training. Like, if you ever have to do TV spots or the professional spots, you have to do your time.
But do you then, when it's a specific time, do you come with a list of jokes that you could potentially say, and whatever fits?
I mean, listen, there's many solutions, right? So, for example, you're supposed to know your jokes, but sometimes it's a bit hard because you'll get crowd work, you'll get interrupted, things will happen. So it's not a perfect science. In properly run shows, there are timers on stage. So you can just look at the timer, know where you are, and understand where you're supposed to wrap it up. People will give you the light, as they call it, and they will ask you when you want the light. So 1 minute before or 2 minutes before, and then you know to start wrapping it up. If there's no timers, I generally bring my own timer on stage. So I always know where I am. And I just have to just look at it. Just look at your timer, or have a watch, or have something. And you just not do your time. Like your job is to do your time. How hard? Have a watch. Like how hard it is to do your time. Like it riles me up because it's like just do your bloody time.
Do your fucking time, yeah.
How hard is it? 10 minutes. Do 10. Don't do 12. You're pissing people off.
Of course, and because you're not alone. You're not alone in this fucking planet. You might be crushing it, but let's.
No. But most people that burn the light are not crushing it. They're just oblivious. Because people are good. Also know to do their time.
Yeah, of course.
So it's generally people who are not good who are also not paying attention to the clock and not paying it.
It makes you double mad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What about competition? Like, is it a scene that has a lot of competition between other comedians? Do you want to be the best? Do you start to crush other people just to get on top, or is it just respectful between comedians?
Interesting question. The polite answer is we all love each other.
Is it the true one?
Absolutely not. Yeah. No, it's competitive. It is competitive. It's 100% competitive. Anytime you get a spot, somebody didn't get that spot. Anytime somebody got a spot, you didn't get that spot.
Yeah.
If somebody gets their 1 hour show programmed at a club, somebody else did not get their 1 hour show programmed at that club.
And if you want it or not, even if you go before the big headliner, you want to crush better than him, right?
Yeah, you want to crush all the time, anytime, every time, whether you do or not, but you have to kill every single time. There's pressure. And otherwise, and at the beginning, we're doing open mics. It's like friendly and you help each other and you know you're going to get a spot. You just wait for your time. Like, you know, you're in the lineup, you wait for your turn, you go on stage, you do your thing, you talk about it with your friends. But when you start to get paid shows, the number of spots on a paid show is limited, and you have to respect everybody else. You're being handed a favor, like somebody's willing to pay you to perform. So just do your time. Don't complain. Don't make it about you. Just do what you're asked and be grateful. I just put on a show recently where a comedian who's not good.
Let's be honest.
It's not, the person's not good. I had spots of 5, 10, and 15 minutes in each half, and the person wanted 15. I was like, no, you're getting 5. And the person got angry immediately. But I was like, no, you're getting 5, and this is a favor already because I'd rather give this spot to somebody else. But I know you really want it, and it makes sense for the show to have you on, so I'm going to have you on. And then, but I wasn't there, so a friend of mine was emceeing. And then the person asked my friend to get paid more and still asked to do more minutes to my friend because I wasn't there. It's like, respect the show. You are never getting a spot on my show ever again. Just because you insisted to my friend to get more minutes. Just so you know, you're never being put on again. Because I already hate your comedy, but also you're being disrespectful to me and to my friend. This is just how it is. Like, for you to come back to my show, you're gonna have to show that gonna have to make amends, and that doesn't mean being apologetic to me. It means you're gonna have to start killing and show you're professional for months.
Yeah, because you're putting your like you inviting him or you are accepting him to be in your show. You're putting yourself also out there in the line. If he sucks, they're gonna also look at you like, hey, why did you make him come?
I mean, that person actually had a good set, I heard. So that was good. Good news for the show. I'm happy about that. But still went over the time that I gave the person and begged for minutes out. Why? Just do that time. Get really good within that time. The reason why the person had a good set is also because the person got 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. He just chose the best jokes he had.
Yeah, but that's it. But if I had given them 15 minutes, and it would have been horrible.
Exactly.
I know that because they don't have 15 minutes. They think they do because they can talk for 15 minutes on stage. But they don't. They don't have 15 minutes at 4 to 7 punchlines a minute. They don't. And if you don't have that, you don't have those minutes.
Yeah, I often think in videography, even like if you can do a 10-minute good video, you can do a 1 minute amazing video. Yeah. Like just shorten it down, take away the bullshit, don't lose time and go straight to the point. What are you trying to say here?
Like, I know I don't have an hour, but I know I could destroy a 1 minute on Kill Tony.
And you did.
And I did, but I didn't know that I could do that well at the interview. That was
It's a surprise to you.
I was surprising myself as it happened.
Yeah, you did. You look really confident, to be honest. Well,
I was, but because I had done I think because the minute went really well, I felt good. It made me feel confident for the rest. So it put me in a good frame of mind to keep going.
Yeah, because when I've seen some of the comedians that go there and just bomb, but like not only bomb, but they get roasted and they get hated by everybody. It's rough. It is scary to see that.
And some of them are first-time comedians or people that really don't care, but some people are are working comedians that actually care. And I've seen them after the Kill Tony show, when like almost everybody will meet at a couple of locations after the shows. And a lot of them hang out at a bar called The Creek and the Cave again. That's the hangout in Austin at the end of the night for most comedians. And some of them look just depressed as hell.
I can understand.
Because they just bombed. They had a difficult time. And now this video is going to be viewed by so many people. They got roasted publicly. And I'm like, it's tough. It stays there. So it's a stain on your record.
Yeah, Kill Tony is definitely a risky place to go. Like you can win a lot. Like I would say you did.
But I'm I'm 1 in a million or 1 in thousands. I don't know how many people get on stage. Like there's about 4 to 6 bucket pools per show, depending on how long the interviews go. So and there's 1 show a week. So that's 24 shows. That's 24 people a month, 20 people a month. So that's over 200 people.
Yeah, and it's rare.
200 to 250 people getting pulled every year. And how many golden tickets are there a year? 1, 2?
And you got one because you fucking crushed.
I got one because I crushed it, but also I think my humor resonated with them. They liked my character. It fit within their space.
It's a good choice, I would say, because I don't think they like that much when someone is too cocky or confident. Like if you are at the level of your cockiness, okay, if your jokes are good enough, maybe. But if you come and you're like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but I'm gonna tell you why and make you laugh at the same time. That's more relatable, I think.
Well, I think he put it right. Like I had a character that was honed in. I had jokes. I was just punchlines after punchlines, and they liked it, But whether it deserved the golden ticket or not, I don't know, because that's really their choice for what they see, for what the show needs, right? So maybe. I've seen what other people have received golden tickets, and it's often people that seem to be underdogs. So it's that underdog story. But a lot of comedians have had great sets, don't get a golden ticket because they can't give it every month. Or I know that now that I got one, maybe somebody else is going to be a lot better than me, but they're not going to get one just because I just got one.
Yeah, but it's the draw of the luck. That's what happens.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And you didn't even you're not insured to pass, right? Like it's a bucket, and whoever comes, right?
Yeah, no, it's just luck.
Yeah, but you went why did you went in the first place to Texas? I was wondering that.
I wanted to do comedy in America to see where I was, because when you're performing here. And not everybody's believing in what you do. And then I see other comedians online and I'm like, I feel like I'm doing something right, but I'm not appreciated here as much as I would like to be appreciated. I am appreciated, don't get me wrong, but I get comments where I'm a little confused. So I was like, I want to go there because it's an American art form. It's been developed in the US. So you're only like, how am I doing something that I'm a foreigner into that space. So am I doing the right thing? So I wanted to go to America. I wanted to meet American comedians, stand-up comedians, like get feedback from other people and the people I see every week who are confronted to a different space, to a more competitive scene, and who would tell me, well, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, like really. And New York and LA, the open mics, most of them, you have to either pay to go on stage or bring people to go on stage. And in Austin, you don't. You can find stage time for free.
If you're good enough.
No.
Or not even?
No, open mics, you can just go and register and just perform.
For how long?
3 to 5, or sometimes even more. Depends.
Okay.
So it's a good space to start. The problem is the crowd is mostly entirely comedians. It's a very saturated scene with a lot of comedians.
Yeah. You need to crush.
That's the drawback. So you need to crush. I need to impress people, and maybe you'll get noticed, and somebody, hey, well, I'm doing that other show. Why don't you come? You know, that's kind of what you're hoping for. I got incredibly lucky, so I got the Kill Tony thing really just arriving, so that opened a lot of doors for me.
Congrats, mate. I just want to congratulate you for all of that success and the fact that you were up for coming here and speaking a bit like about your story and what you think about comedy. This is the end of the episode.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ric. Follow Ric in social medias. I'm going to put them in the description, of course. Do you have anything you would like to say?
Keep watching Kill Tony, and you'll see me back in the States pretty soon.
It's going to be spicy. When are you coming back?
Keep watching Kill Tony and you'll know.
Now I want to watch it. Fuck. It's coming tomorrow. Ooh, exciting. All right. Thank you so much, Ric.
Take care, man. Thank you so much for having me.